Hey guys, if you're new here and you like what I'm putting out, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload. So, Mighty Morphin issue number 6. This issue was quite the interesting issue because we're world building on the past and in the present. Not only that, we also get a mini time skip from where we last left off in issue 4, because issue 5 was sort of a flashback issue, but in issue 6, we've got a bit of a time skip between issue 4 and issue 6. And it's not much of a big time skip, it's only like 23 days, but it shows how much time has passed since the events of issue 4, and I really do dig that. I really do dig that mini time skip we got, because this time skip shows the toll of the events happening right now in the comic taking on the characters, because you see them going through the motions and stuff like that, the stress, the pain, the suffering, they're all going through in this issue, and I really dig that quite a fair bit, because you get to see how human these characters can be, and judging what the situation is going on right now, because some serious stuff is happening in this issue. So let's talk about the Zordon flashback, because the last page of the Zordon flashback is something to talk about, because it's Zordon and Zardius discovering Pandora's palace or Rita's palace on the moon, whatever you want to call it, and it appears to be just floating on the ground or floating on the surface, but where they find it is in this weird forest area. But if we know Pandora's palace or Rita's palace in the current day, it's floating on the moon. It's this weird planet that's just floating on the moon on a big space rock. So I do wonder how the planet got to that status eventually. But if you've been watching my previous videos or keeping up with my theories on the comics and stuff like that, I made a prediction video, I made a theory video a while ago saying that one of Zordon's comrades, Zardius or one of them, because there's so many that start with Z, that one of them will become Lord Zed later down the line, because I'm not going to repeat myself. If you want to watch the video, pause this one and check it out, but Lord Zed's got an interesting backstory that goes with the Zeo Crystal and his madness for power, and you kind of see that with Zardius and the other Supreme Guardians, or maybe it's just Zardius, I get them more confused, that they want power, they want control, and I do wonder if one of them is going to turn into Lord Zed, and that's been my prediction for the longest time, that we'll see in the conclusion of this flashback when it comes to the Eltar stuff, that we will see this character becoming Lord Zed, like their skin melting off, or they go crazy with power, something like that we'll see eventually. That's been one of my big predictions for the longest time with this comic. But what's also very interesting is Candace says that Zardius is still out there. He's still a Supreme Guardian. Now, that raises a lot of questions. I know it's probably meant to throw off the reader, thinking that he's not Lord Zed or he doesn't become Lord Zed, but those words are very interesting where Candace says, that guy's still out there, he's still a Supreme Guardian. So, is Candace going to turn heel or betray the team eventually? That's a good question. Who knows if she joined up with the Power Rangers to earn their trust, because when we first saw her in Mighty Morphin, she was speaking with a mysterious figure from Eltar. Whoever that is, we don't know, so is Candace some kind of double agent, or am I just overthinking things? I don't know. That's another prediction I'm going to have out there, because Candace is, we don't know that much about her. We just know she's from Eltar. She's been on Earth for roughly about a year, she says, trying to discover what's going on, or trying to suss out the place to see if everything's good or not with this planet. But we also get the line saying that Eltarians are almost ready to reveal themselves to other life out there on the planets, because they're very secretive, they just do their thing, and they just remain in hiding and stuff like that. So who knows what this is setting up for later down the line. Now, this issue also raises a bunch of stakes and raises a lot of problems with the characters that does take a mental toll on them. One of them is the military saying, hey, if we can't get into Lord Zed's force field or find a way to take it down, we're just going to nuke Angel Grove. That way we can get rid of the problem altogether. And that is an extreme plan, but that seems like the more realistic plan. Like, deal with the alien invasion by nuking the place. A bit extreme, but it makes a lot of sense. But it just shows how serious the military is in this comic compared to the TV show, and I really do like that. I really do like that in the comic, because it shows how much the stakes are being raised in this arc right now. But there's also something else I want to talk about, and that is the mental toll on the characters for being trapped in the command center for like 23 days at least. So they're trying to figure out a plan to like save everyone, and they can't get into the force field, they can't do anything, and they've got family back home, and these family members could be dead or worried about them or something bad entirely. And Tommy has this moment where he's like, cheer up guys, I'm sure it's going to be okay, we'll figure something out eventually. And Aisha walks in, she's like, no, are you not thinking of the bigger picture? Lord Zed knows our identities, and if he knows our identities, then he knows our family, and who knows if he's doing horrible things to them right now, or already made them targets. And I really do like that, how Aisha is like the most realistic thinker out of the bunch in this comics, because Tommy is trying to be this optimistic thinker, he's trying to be the smile and nod kind of guy, but Aisha's like, nah, don't think about that, we got bigger things to worry about, because some serious shit could go down if we're not careful, because we're unable to protect our loved ones and friends and family and stuff like that. So I really do like that moment. Now let's talk about Rocky. Now I always praise Ryan's writing for Rocky. I love it. Rocky's really well developed. He makes him an awesome character in the comics, a likable character in the comics, especially the MMPR days of Rocky in the comics. So Rocky has a bit of a mental breakdown because Kimberly accidentally throws out the bottle caps that Rocky was saving. And I will say accidentally, it was an accident. No harm done here, but the reason why Rocky was keeping those bottle caps is because he's got a sister back home, and he's keeping these bottle caps to give to his sister when he gets back home, because his sister has a hobby of collecting bottle caps and making a mural, painting them, making them pretty and stuff like that. And he said that she's been doing it ever since they moved from Stone Canyon to Angel Grove, and Rocky was collecting them for him, so that's really nice. And we also learned that Rocky's got a bit of a big family. He's got 2 sisters and 3 brothers, and being locked up for almost a month, this is the longest time he's gone without seeing them, so he's really worried. Not only that, the nuke that the military might drop on Angel Grove, he says this might be the last time he sees them. And like I mentioned earlier, this is where Tommy comes in. He tries to be Mr. Nice Guy, and then Aisha reminds him that Lord Zed could be after their families and stuff like that. But I was talking about Tommy earlier, and Tommy in this scene where he's out running with Kimberly comes off as a huge dickhead in my opinion. And I know there's a lot of Tommy stans in my audience. People love him, people worship him. He's a perfect human being with nothing wrong with him, but you're wrong. This Tommy is flawed and human in the comics. He makes mistakes just like you and me. And the one thing that he's been doing, apparently probably for the past month since this whole thing's gone down with the Gold Ranger, he's been on Kim's ass wondering if she knew the whole time that Matt was the Green Ranger. And Kim tells him every time she didn't know. And if she did know, she would have told everyone. And Tommy's excuse is saying, hey, I'd understand if you keep it a secret because you two were close. I'm fine with that. But hey, he's a wild card and he's really dangerous. So if you knew anything, you should tell me. I won't be mad. And it comes up that he's mad. He's super mad. You can tell because apparently she's been giving him the same answer for the past month. And he's still super salty, super pissed off about it. Asking the same question every week, every day, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it shows that Tommy's got some sort of weird resentness towards Matt. He doesn't like the dude, and I'm curious how that rivalry, how that clash of characters is going to go down in future issues, because it looks like we might have a showdown between Matt and Tommy, a showdown between the Green Ranger and the White Ranger that's going to be properly done, better than what we got in Mighty Morphin Season 2 all those years ago. Just saying, just throwing it out there. That fight between the Green Ranger and the White Ranger in Mighty Morphin, it doesn't hold up that well. But hopefully we'll get something new and something better later down the line. So the ending to this issue, I did not see this ending coming. So the Rangers get a message from Grace Sterling saying she's found an opening into Angel Grove through the force field and the Rangers can use it to get in. A lot of them are suspicious this could be a trap, but they have to take it for now so they can rescue as many people as they can and get into Angel Grove to see if everything's alright. So everyone goes except for Billy. Billy stays back and Candace goes in his place. So the Rangers make it through the force field and the town is practically empty. It's a ghost town. No one's there. So it's really sus. It's really suspicious that no one's around here. So it raises a lot of eyebrows. So then on the final few pages is something really crazy. And that is an army of putties, Promethea, along with Goldar and Matt, telling the Rangers to stand down and surrender to Lord Zedd. So this cliffhanger for Mighty Morphin number 6 raises a lot of questions with how this issue ended, because it's really weird for Matt to turn heel so quickly, and I understand there's been a mini time skip. A lot of stuff could have happened between that time, but for someone like Matt to join forces with Lord Zedd under Promethea, so I do wonder if this is more of a Grace decision than a Matt decision, and like I said, it's been 23 days, a lot of things could have happened within that time span, but I don't know if this is out of character for Matt to join Lord Zedd or not, but like I said, we have to find out what led to this situation and why these characters have joined forces and formed an alliance. It's a weird twist and turn of events, and I'm curious to see how it's going to go down later down the line moving forward, because this is just too weird, but I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out moving forward in future issues, because if we're going to get a showdown between Matt and Tommy, I'm all for that as well. I'm curious to see when these two characters clash and what might happen in the nearby future, because it looks like things aren't going to go good on both sides either way, but I definitely want an answer to how Matt joined Lord Zedd's side, or Promethea joined Lord Zedd's side. That's something that's very interesting that I want to see answers to that we'll probably get next month. Anyway guys, that's my review slash discussion slash podcast slash mini breakdown slash whatever you want to call it for Mighty Morphin issue number 6. Overall, I quite enjoyed this issue. It was some nice world building and character development we got between our Rangers. Not only that, it looks like we're leading into big things moving forward. So I get the feeling that a lot of people are going to call this a quote-unquote filler issue, but there was nothing filler about it. It was a small breather here and there between all the action we've got, but it's leading into something bigger moving forward. So I enjoyed this issue quite a fair bit, and I'm excited to see how this battle between the Rangers and the new Green Ranger and Goldar and everyone else is going to pan out moving forward in the next couple of issues. So I'm excited to see that. With that said, I'm going to wrap this video up now. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on all notifications so you never miss my content and stuff like that. Special thanks to all the members such as Swagger4. If you want to get your name shout out at the end of a video like Swagger4 over here, become a Zord tier member or higher for special perks on the channel and stuff like that. With that said, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.